Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Justice League Captain Carrot. This is the Amazon exclusive Glow in the Dark edition. It finally arrived today after a couple delays, so let's take a look at the package. As you can see at the top, part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether it be Target or Walmart, this is an Amazon exclusive. DC, Justice League, Captain Carrot, Justice League, Glow in the Dark edition. McFarlane Toys, authenticated limited edition to 5,700 pieces. Here's the front, all black. Side, Captain Carrot. Other side is pretty blank. At the back, here he is, posed up from the comics. What a ridiculous and yet cool character. And at the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps. This is a McFarlane Deluxe figure. Remove the outer sleeve, and you can see the figure with his accessories. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. We have a display stand, a collector's card, display stand for the collector's card, and then 6 interchangeable hands. Before I do a little all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Captain Carrot. He's a rabbit superhero and the leader of the amazing zoo crew. His homeworld is Earth C in the original continuity, although it was changed to Earth 26 in the New 52. His original name is Rodney Rabbit, who draws a strip called Just a Lot of Animals. He gains superhuman abilities from eating a cosmic carrot. He basically has the powers of a cartoon character. You drop a piano on this guy, he won't die. Because he's from an alternate Earth, from the cartoon verse, the laws of physics don't apply. He can survive fatal injuries like being crushed or having his head severed off. He has flight, invulnerability, superhuman strength, and durability. Pretty much whatever the situation calls for. So let's take a closer look. And I will say, I don't actually know where this white and red suit comes from. If somebody does, please drop me a line in the comments below. I did a little research, couldn't really come up with anything. I believe the regular version is from the New 52 onward. The Platinum version is the classic, sort of older version, although they look very similar. And I don't know where the white suit comes from, but it looks pretty damn cool. So, start with his face. He's a rabbit. You can see all the little fur, little cute nose, the teeth. He looks pretty angry. He looks like a tough, badass rabbit. And of course, he has a little pink fur inside, giving you sort of Easter vibes. Carrots all over him. C for Captain Carrot. Carrots on his forearms, double jointed elbows and knees. Very cool textured suit. It looks fantastic. He's got 3 toes. Looks like he only has 4 fingers. Kind of interesting. Cape flowing in the wind also has a little bit of texturing going on. A little tail there. And it does not seem to have articulation. So overall it's a pretty cool figure. The ears having articulation is a very nice touch. You can have personality, you know, sort of being angry, going back. I like it. It's such a ridiculous, obscure, goofy character, but it makes such a freaking cool figure. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. I mean, just look at this guy. The expression on the brow, the white eyes, the teeth, the nose, the ears, the sort of furry cheeks. What is there not to like about this guy? It is such a cool figure and such a ridiculous character. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane display stand we've seen countless times before. And then we have his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Captain Carrot, but he's in his regular outfit, not the white one. Captain Carrot, Glow in the Dark edition. On the back, we have a certificate of authenticity. This is number 1,985 out of 5,700. If anyone else out there got this figure, let me know what number you got. And then, it doesn't do much for me, but you have a display stand for the collector's card if you want to display it next to the figure. Now let's look at his hands. There's a total of 6 of them, 3 left hands and 3 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. His right hand is a gripping hand with a trigger finger, and his left hand is a fist. And here's his second pair of hands. His right hand is giving a thumbs up. His left hand is a pointing hand. And here's his last pair of hands. These are a pair of default hands. They will look good relaxed at his sides. They could also be used as flight hands. Now let's check out the glow in the dark feature. Captain Carrot here is part of the Amazon subline glow-in-the-dark figures. Glow-in-the-dark is a little bit different than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you just put them in the light, whether it be a lamp or sunlight, and then they glow for a little bit. Nowadays, you gotta take sort of black light, charge them up, and they glow pretty nice. Here's Captain Carrot with no glow features in a fully lit room. And then here he is in a fully lit room with the glow-in-the-dark features activated. Can't really tell the difference in a fully lit room. And then here in a semi-lit room. And here he is glowing in the dark in a completely dark room. Looks pretty cool. Pretty much all the white parts are glowing. Now to check out the differences, similarities, and reuse between this glow-in-the-dark Captain Carrot and the original version. And it is 100% the same figure, except for a different paint job. So let's take a closer look. Start with their heads here. Similar. The eyes have sort of black outline there. Everything else looks pretty close. Let's go further down. Obviously the main difference is going to be the suit is yellow. His suit is white. The carrot is yellow. The carrot is white. The red is pretty similar. Pretty much everything else is the same except for the red and the white swap. Of course, the white is glow-in-the-dark paint, and they're both really cool looking figures. There are now 3 different Captain Carrot figures utilizing the space body. We have the regular version, the gold label glow-in-the-dark version, and the platinum chase version. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and its accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.3 inches tall, which can translate to about 18.5 centimeters. And if we go to the top of the ears, about 8.6 inches tall. And for his articulation, we'll start with his head. Well, his ears are on ball joints. They can move forward and back, side to side, and all the way around. And they're both like that. I think it's really cool. They can be down, forward, back. Gives a good amount of personality. Head can rotate side to side. He can look up about that far, down quite a bit as well. Can tilt his head at least a little bit from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint goes at about 90 degrees, a little bit more. Up, down, around. He's got this butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering the gap that would be there. Bicep cut. You can't really move it much more than this. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate and it's hinged as well. Torso is a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, very good range of motion in the torso area. You get maybe a tiny bit more of the waist and the torso on him. Legs complete as splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is very good on him. Legs go forward, about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock, and toe articulation. Here's a look at all 3 versions of Captain Carrot on a rooftop, overlooking and defending their city in a superhero pose. And here's a look at my makeshift Captain Carrot and the zoo crew. Here's Captain Carrot laying on a pile of carrots. He's living his best life. Here's Captain Carrot giving you a thumbs up, carrot under the other arm. And then here's Captain Carrot eating one of those carrots. He's going to eat his way out of this situation. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other rabbit-themed figures. Here are all 3 versions of McFarlane's DC Multiverse Captain Carrot. And here he is, next to 3 McFarlane Fortnite Night Hare figures. These guys look like evil, sort of bunny rabbits. I got these guys with the intent to use as Mad Hatter henchmen. I do miss McFarlane making Fortnite figures. They were pretty nice. Then, with 4 Jazzwares Fortnite Rabbit Raider figures. Next, with 4 Jazzwares Dark Rabbit Raider figures. And now, with 4 Mattel Wrestling Rabbits. And here, on the left, a Hasbro Marvel Legends White Rabbit. And on the right, DC's White Rabbit that I started to customize and never actually finished. Then, next to some sort of psychotic rabbit from a sort of twisted Alice in Wonderland set. And here, next to a Bugs Bunny as Batman figure. And since I got most of those rabbit-themed figures to use as Mad Hatter henchmen, here he is, next to some Mad Hatter figures. These are all the officially licensed DC Mad Hatter figures that I have. And here, with a few additional Mad Hatter figures in my collection. Now let's check them out, next to some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. I believe this is the entire Amazon exclusive glow-in-the-dark collection. There are blacklight figures, but that's different than the glow-in-the-dark stuff. I believe they're going to make a glow-in-the-dark Amazon Bane mega figure next. And here are some more McFarlane DC Multiverse figures that glow in the dark. These are not part of the gold label glow in the dark Amazon subline, but still pretty cool. Now let's check them out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to a couple of McFarlane cover recreations. We have the infamous Stolen Killing Joke Joker and the Dark Knight Returns Batman. Here's Captain Carrot, next to the most recent wave of Multiverse figures. Eradicator, Bizarro, Cyborg Superman, Armored Hal Jordan, Jade, and Cowboy Batman. I'm still missing the Platinum version of Eradicator, and I don't think I've seen any actual sightings of people finding him yet, so I'm kind of curious what's going on there. And here he is, next to the regular and Platinum versions of the Walmart exclusive Year 1 Batman and Jim Gordon, then with both the regular and Platinum versions of Icon, and now with the GameStop exclusive Frostbite, Red Hood, and George Clooney Batman. Here's Captain Carrot, next to the McFarlane Collector's Edition Wave 10, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Deadshot, Year 2 Batman, and Adam Strange. I'm currently in the hunt for Wave 11, people are starting to find Hawkgirl now. And here he is, next to the 4th digital wave, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Two-Face and Dr. Fate, along with the Silver Age Superman, then with the Grim Knight vs. Killer Croc 2-pack, and now with the most recent wave of Page Punchers, Supergirl from Woman of Tomorrow, and the Kingdom Come Superman, Starman, and Damage. And finally, with some more recent Walmart exclusives, the Nightmare Nightfall Azrael, the Patina Dark Knights of Steel Batman, and the Jokerized Death Metal Batman. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale, and now with some Jack-specific wrestling figures and Diamond Select toys. Here's Captain Carrot, next to the lens off the camera that I'm shooting with. Ponder that for a second. And here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a pretty cool Captain Carrot figure. The original Captain Carrot, it's always had a sort of a special place because it's such a unique figure and it's really well done. It looks great. I like almost everything about it. His accessories, simply a bunch of hands, but that's okay. I don't know what he could have come with, like a carrot gun or something, maybe a super carrot to eat. His articulation, it's good, maybe a little bit bulky because the figure is a kind of large figure. He's one of the bigger, thicker, bulkier regular figures that McFarlane has actually made. I like the white suit, but I'd say out of all 3, the original is my favorite, but all 3 of them look really, really good. If I were to rate this guy, I'll give him a strong 7.5 out of 10. Really enjoying this guy, really enjoy the original one, still holds up years later. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.